This is straight up. It is early Sunday morning, just outside the village, next to the rail line, near the canal, under the mango tree, at the height of the ripe mango season. 4 boys were lining, hanging out. Henry is here, Marco, Johnny, and Kenrick. That's me. We catching fish with a hook and some flower bait, eating mangoes, we gorging on mangoes, and chatting and telling stories to one another. And then, you hear that, fellas? You hear that? That's me, Kenrick. I was 12 years old, just going first year in secondary school. You know, your first year in secondary school, you begin to learn algebra, geometry, Latin. You learn amo, ama, samat. You're learning parallels, vues. You're learning about isosceles triangle, and you feel so smart. You feel smarter than your father, the teachers. You are the height of your knowledge at 12 years old, and you walk into that school for the first year. They used to call me Kenrick Know-All. You hear that, fellas? I bet you that is the 9:15 passenger train going into Georgetown, into the city. We used to bet on anything. We used to bet on how long the chicken hawk will stay perched on the coconut tree. When is the next fish going to splash in the trench? We used to bet how many red ants would bite you that morning. We had one of us, I won't mention names. You see, if he bet 12, and like about noon, 1 o'clock, it's only 8, he put his foot directly into the ant. Boy, Mr. Kenrick Know-All, you talking stupidness. That's Henry. But you have to see Henry. Henry was born when he was about 4 ounces. When Henry was 11 years old, he was 8 ounces. Henry's so fine. He's so fine. But when he's standing up so, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, no shadow. No shadow. You think about Henry, he like to argue. Up to this day, right now, he like to argue. Any of your friends could, right there, Dinky?
That's right.
We used to call it argue Henry. If you say A, he said B. If you say B, he said C. If you say C, he said Q. So we call it Henry argue. Meanwhile now, Marco up in the mango tree. You know what the big branches do so? Like in a hammock. Picking mango, eating mango. All licking, all the juice coming out. Licking all. Marco is the best. Thing about Marco is that he's the best spit man in the whole group. He could do something. Oh, sorry. Right over the trench, over the railway line. And the thing about Marco, he's the best bet man. That man will bet for anything. Here he up in the tree now. He said, listen, hey fellas, I bet you all you just Sunday used to stammer. We used to say, you bet right and you bet left. We can't hear you because we did the deaf. Marcus said, look, this guy, I'm serious. You see when Marcus says serious, every man frightened. Because it's trouble. He said, listen, I bet you this morning, Sunday morning, sir, I jumped on the last carriage of the 11 o'clock goods train. Why? Like the tree we standing so, mouth opening, like we catching flies. Because we're frightened. When he's serious and he make a bet, every man in trouble. Johnny's the first man to catch his voice. Johnny say, Marco boy, how tall you is, boy? You have to see Johnny. In the Caribbean, they have a lizard that is stayed behind the pictures. In the evening, it's come to catch the mosquitoes and the flies. In fact, there's an advertisement now. Geico? The gecko?
Gecko.
Gecko is a funny animal. You have a transparent stomach. You could see right through it. Right through it. Johnny was that color. We used to call him no color Johnny. Train coming. This time, Johnny said, Marco boy, no, I just want to know how tall you is. Because I want to tell Basil the undertaker, so you can make a nice box with coffin for you. And we started saying, we say, Marco run with a good straight beat him, pam palam. He run and he big head trip him, pam palam. So Marco run with a big train beat him, pam palam. He run and he run with a big head trip him, pam palam. He said, look, a little pam palam on the other side of you face the Sunday morning. This time now, we start to wait. Man's our joke, a lot of stories, we tell stories all the time. Catching fish, eating mangoes, petting the fish, the birds up in the tree. But we're getting quieter and quieter as we get at 11 o'clock coming closer. After that time, we get so frightened. Not a man's. You could hear the cows mooing. You could hear them bees buzzing. You could hear them birds. You could hear as a fish jump in the trench. 11 o'clock. Suddenly, the electric wire start to sing. That means it's only one thing. The rail start to hum. That means the 11 o'clock goods train coming down to Tomboy. Marco, step over the line. He stand up by the carrion crow bush. That carrion crow bush, not every biting insect in the world. He not bothering with barabunta and all them things and biting sting. No, he stand up waiting for the train. We now very nervous. Hey, Marco boy, you win already, don't worry. Mommy, your mother must have the lunch ready. Let's go home, it's alright. We're very, very frightened now. The train come round that bend down. And all the big sugar cane do some race past as the train passed. As the last carriage, the sugar cane just goes over the junction. And the train come round. And the first engine, there's a tap after the engine first pass, second carriage, third car, and Marco take off. Marco starts running. He heads him back. His foot hardly touching the ground. He running faster than when a bumblebee bite a jackass on the backside. He running. Train. The last carriage, and he grabbed the last carriage. The last carriage stretched out like a piece of chewing gum. He put one foot, second foot, just when he got to put the last hand. The train go around the bend. Marco, over the trench, crang, land on the other side, boom, roll, right through Miss Mavis' old kitchen garden. Oh, she spinach and she squishy, carrots, bam, bam, shit, down the kitchen door, blam, into the kitchen, blam. Boy, we running. We're not waiting, running down quarter of a mile to walk over the old coconut tree to fall across. No, we jump in, push on inside the trench, push on. Not bother with snake and alligator and thing. No, we climb up. When we get into the kitchen, Marco twist up, my hand twist up, my foot twist up, blood all over the place. Marco spent 10 days in the public hospital. The first day we were allowed in, put our head round, 3 of us, and we see Marco sprawled off, bandage up, mercurochrome, foot stick up, 2 front teeth missing. By the time Marco says, right fellas, we're glad to see you. I'm glad to see you. Right, Johnny, why no color? When I did open my eye in the kitchen, I saw you turn red. The first time I ever see you with a color. And you, Henry, argue, you can't argue anymore, boy. And you, Mr. Noah, Henry, you think you know what? I jump on the 11 o'clock, but say no. Boy, the 3 of us stand up too. Catching flies. Why? The man in stammer once. Well, when the doctors at the hospital see this, the send a letter to the American Medical Association saying how to find a cure for stammer.